Imagine returning to your family ranch after years away, only to discover the neighbor who greets you isn't just controlling. She's part of a machine designed to destroy you. I thought Cordelia Hanover was just an HOA tyrant with a clipboard and a bad attitude, but she wasn't acting alone. Welcome back to my channel, HOA Stories. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Now, let's dive into the story. Every noise complaint, every false report, every stranger wandering onto my land. They were all coordinated, harmless at first, until the night I caught them poisoning my water well. Suddenly, my quiet home became ground zero conspiracy involving corrupt city officials, paid operatives, drones circling overhead, and a man known only as Harbor Master. When they targeted my kids, the line was crossed. Now, with Deputy Karen Holt at my side, we're going to expose every shadow behind this operation, because they thought I'd break. They forgot one thing: this land doesn't scare easily, and neither do I. The day I returned to Walker Ranch, the cold pine air felt like a welcome I desperately needed. 47 acres of quiet forest, creek water, and memories I thought I'd left behind. I was 44, divorced, and tried to rebuild a life for my kids, Tyler and Maddie. The ranch felt like a fresh start, until I heard the heels. Sharp, rhythmic heel clicks cutting across gravel, like a countdown. That was the moment Cordelia Hanover stepped into my life. Pale beige suit, tight bun, clipboard thick enough to knock out a horse. She marched toward me like she'd been waiting her whole life to ruin mine. "You can't unload that truck," she snapped, waving HOA rulebooks like holy scripture. I told her calmly that my ranch wasn't part of her HOA. Her smile cracked, then her eyes hardened, and she walked away muttering, "We'll see about that." I didn't know it yet, but that was her declaration of war. Within days, inspectors were knocking on my door at dawn. Noise complaints, permit violations, environmental concerns, water usage, irregularities. All fake, all anonymous, all Cordelia. UPS drivers whispered warnings. Neighbors avoided eye contact. Everyone seemed afraid of her. I finally dug through property records and discovered a shocking truth. The shared access road her community used wasn't theirs. It belonged to my family. They had been using it illegally for years. Cordelia wasn't just overreaching. She was trespassing. Then Deputy Karen Holt entered the picture. Calm, sharp, the kind of officer who made you breathe easier. She listened to what was happening and said the words that tightened my stomach. Document everything. People like her don't stop until something snaps. She was right. It escalated. Parking blocking, threat notes, fake citations. And then the night that changed everything. My motion sensor pinged at 1:42 a.m. On the camera, Cordelia Hanover appeared at my wellhead, dressed in black, gloved, carrying a chemical canister. 2 masked men were with her. They poured industrial herbicide into the water system. Not harassment, not intimidation, attempted poisoning, felony contamination. I called Karen. She arrived within minutes, eyes blazing with controlled fury. "This isn't HOA trouble anymore," she said. "This is criminal." The state environmental team confirmed it. The chemical was deadly, and the accomplices? One was a local tree service worker connected to developer companies. The other worked for a city contractor. The deeper Karen looked, the darker it became. Satellite surveys, pre-construction blueprints. My ranch mapped as Phase 1 luxury development. Cordelia wasn't acting alone. Someone else, someone powerful, wanted my land erased. Footsteps began appearing near the property line. Hidden cameras showed up in my treehouse. Anonymous threats filled my mailbox. A silver sedan with tinted windows followed my children. Karen stepped up like a shield, promising my family's safety. But everything collapsed when a man with a crowbar broke into my barn. As Karen and Javier chased him down, he finally cracked. His name was Brent. He whispered one word with terror in his eyes. Harbor Master. A man no one had seen. A man everyone feared. A man giving orders behind all of this. And then it got worse. A sniper fired at us. Real bullets. Real danger. Real intent to kill the witness. Karen and Sheriff Kane locked down the ranch. Deputies surrounded the property. Kids were placed in protective custody. But even then, threats kept coming. Someone painted giant red letters in my barn. "We know who you love." That night a masked man appeared inside the barn. Calm, calculated. "You should have taken the money," he said. "But the harbor master doesn't offer second chances." Then he vanished. Karen returned just in time to see the threat. Her voice hardened. "This ends now." Together, we planned a trap, Operation Shatterpoint. I pretended to leave the ranch. Deputies hid around the property. Fog rolled and his footsteps emerged from the trees. 4 men entered my barn. One was Craig Dalton, a powerful city councilman. The second was Harold Pierce, the chief building inspector. Both longtime officials trusted by the public, both working for Harbor Master. And then the confession came. Dalton, believing the ranch was empty, revealed everything: the payments, the orders, the plan to burn the barn, the strategy to force families to sell. Karen and Sheriff Kane stormed the barn, guns drawn. Dalton was arrested. Pierce was captured. But both said the same thing: we're not the top. Harbor Master is bigger than us. And they were right. The final break came days later. Karen tracked drone signals back to the city's operations tower, a government fortress of permits, development plans, and political secrets. Only one man had the authority, the access, the vision, and the power to orchestrate everything: Martin Hale, director of operations, my father's old acquaintance, the smiling man who once shook my hand. I confronted him. He smiled the same calm smile and said, "Your father didn't die of a heart attack. He died because he refused to sell." Those words became his downfall. Karen burst in with the sheriff's team. Hale pulled a gun, and Karen shot him before he could fire. The man known as Harbor Master was arrested, bleeding, furious, and undone by his own confession. That night, back at the ranch, the valley finally felt quiet. Safe, alive again. Karen sat with me on the porch as my kids played by the creek. "You survived something most people never could," she whispered. I looked at her, at the ranch, at the peace we fought for. "No," I said softly. "We survived it. And for the first time in months, I finally fell home." I hope you liked the story. For more intriguing stories, please subscribe our channel and also click on bell button. Thanks.